some of you are probably watching this, maybe 3 of you, are probably asking yourselves, or you're watching this later on, because I know there's people that watch this afterwards, what is PeerTube? So, really quick, if you're familiar with like Mastodon, which is a decentralized, federated social network, kind of like how Twitter used to be, that kind of short, small, we call it a mini blog kind of thing, 500 letters or 500 characters or less kind of thing. PeerTube is to YouTube what Mastodon was to Twitter. So PeerTube is a decentralized federated service that is basically like YouTube. You can upload videos, people can watch. There's no advertisements. Each instance survives on the donations from its users and from its content creators, that kind of thing. So no advertisements. There's no algorithm that pushes certain videos up that you have to worry about. The success of your channel is 100% due to your own efforts. So you have to go out there and do the legwork to get it promoted. You have to have videos to draw in people, those kind of things. So that's what PeerTube is. It's a decentralized, federated video social network, right? Just like YouTube, but not, it's not like a big corporation, that kind of thing. So as you know, and I've talked about frequently here on my live stream, I am a big proponent of federated decentralized services, especially those using the ActivityPub protocol. So that would be Mastodon, PeerTube, PixelFed, Pluroma, Kbin. There's a whole bunch of them, right? And Write Freely is another one. In fact, WordPress.com just added themselves to the Fediverse, was what we call all these services together, using the ActivityPub protocol. So WordPress just baked that into their whole system. Like everybody that has a WordPress account now can join the Fediverse, can use an ActivityPub plugin or the one that's baked into the service and become part of the Fediverse, right? So that's great. Okay, so why am I excited for PeerTube? Because something happened within the last week on PeerTube that happened to Mastodon a year ago. So a year ago is when Twitter started to fall apart. Elon took over, Twitter started falling apart. And what happened was that people left Twitter, and a large percentage of those people came over to Mastodon. So Mastodon saw this huge growth, right? And usage and popularity. And so new instances started popping up. Certain instances, an instance is what they call a server running the software, right? Running the service. A couple of them had like doubled, tripled in sizes, So it was a big boom for Mastodon. It was great. And a lot of new people started coming in. It was fantastic. And that's when I started getting more active in Mastodon. I've been a part of Mastodon since 2019. But when that started happening, I really started diving in, and my popularity grew on Mastodon. I went from having like 250 followers to right now, I think I have 3.8 thousand followers on Mastodon. Okay. So this week, PeerTube started to see twice as many of its monthly active users go up, and started to see people from YouTube coming over and moving their content over to PeerTube. And this caused a couple of issues. This means that some instances, and again, what I mean by instance, if that's not clear, is that in federated decentralized networks, an instance is a server that's running the protocol or the service. So there are a lot of different Mastodon instances that you can join, and each one is insular unto themselves. They talk to the other Mastodon instances the same way that PeerTube is run on different servers. That's called an instance, but all the PeerTube instances talk to each other. They're federated with each other. Think of it like email, right? How you can send an email from Gmail to Yahoo Mail, and everybody still understands it. They're all using the same protocols, so they can all talk to each other. And this is the same thing with federated. So PeerTube started seeing twice the amount of active users. And this caused some problems because certain instances had to deal with people dropping, like, let's say 100 videos at a time, and just kind of like mucking up the search functions, or the the explore function where you can come see what's new and it's just all one person, going down. And also it started rising the server costs. Now, the great thing about PeerTube and the way that it runs is that it works on a peer-to-peer. That's why it's called PeerTube. It works on a peer-to-peer kind of functionality. So if you're watching the video and you're watching the video by yourself, if no one else is watching it, then you're getting it straight from the server, right? You're getting it straight from them. But if 3 or more people are watching that video, or actually I think it could be 2, but I think it's mostly 3 or more people are watching that video at once, then they share the bandwidth between them. They're sharing that video with each other. Like just a little bit from this person, a little bit from that person, a little bit from that person. Just think of it like a torrent site. When you go to download a torrent, you're not downloading it from one person. You're downloading it from a collection of people, right? And you're getting little bits from this person, little bits from that person, little parts from that person, what have you. PeerTube works the same way. So it does that to avoid huge video costs. So the biggest cost to a PeerTube instance really is the biggest cost, from what I understand, is the storage. And so a lot of these places, like one of the biggest PeerTube instances, makertube.net, they were set for storage for the next year, they thought. But after this, they won't last till the end of the year as far as storage. They're going to have to get some more revenue, ask for more money from the people. Again, there's no advertisements on PeerTube, that kind of thing. It is strictly think of it like PBS for social networks. It works off of, donations from people. And I'm happy about this. I'm really excited for this. So PeerTube is got this growth that's going on. Like today, I got something like 20 new followers on PeerTube from a post at another Mastodon account that's called Fetty Follows. It's got a huge Mastodon account, and it's like where you go to learn about what's going on the Fediverse and what's new and things like that. So I got I was surprised at that today. That was a big shocker, happy shocker. But it's growing. PeerTube is growing. How many videos do I even have on PeerTube? Let me check. Let me think right now. How many PeerTubes? According to, oh, look at that. Oh my God. I just got 8 new followers on top of that. Yay. Thank you for following me, you guys. So I'm up to 122 subscribers right now on my main PeerTube account. I have 2 PeerTube accounts. I have one account, which is all my vlogs, my videos that I create. And then my live streams I have on a different PeerTube account. It's a private one, but it's done so because the PeerTube live streaming part of the service does not have a built-in chat yet. They're supposed to get that at the end of the year. That's the thinking, hopefully, and they will. But for right now, I have 2 accounts, one for just my videos and one just strictly for my live stream. Close to 300 videos on there. I have 295 videos on there. Everything that exists on my YouTube account exists here on my PeerTube account, which is fantastic. So I've got a lot of new followers, new subscribers on PeerTube today, which is excellent. Hopefully get more people in here, get more people watch it and what have you. So I'm really excited for that. I'm very excited because I would love to see PeerTube grow. I would really, really, really love to see that happen. I would love to see PeerTube get the growth that Mastodon had last year. So I'm very much behind that because not only will it draw in more creators, which PeerTube definitely needs, because look, the people who mostly use PeerTube are tech heads. And so when you go to PeerTube, what you'll see is the majority of videos are tech videos, either about Linux or about running servers or about programming, developing games, using source code, all this kind of stuff, right? Really tech nerdy stuff is a lot of videos that you'll find on PeerTube. There's not a lot of people on PeerTube that are making content like I do. Just a handful of us right now from what I've seen. There are craft people, people who knit, stuff like that as well. But there's not a lot of the content that you would normally find on YouTube. Adventure videos, travel videos, things like that, advice videos, not a lot of that on PeerTube yet. And that's what I'm hoping is that as it becomes more popular, it will start to bring in those people, right? It'll start to bring in people who go, you know, there's no not microtransaction. There's no you know, affiliation on PeerTube. There's no ads, so there's no making money off the ads. The only way you make money on PeerTube is that you have to have the support of the people that are watching you. That's a little different. But the great thing about that is that also means you don't have to hold to, you know, being afraid to offend your advertiser. And if you want to bring in your own advertisement, there's nothing stopping it. Look, I could, ladies and gentlemen, this live stream is brought to you by water. Great, refreshing water. Drink it as often as you can. It is not bad for you. It's great. Go out there and drink some fresh, delicious water. I could do that to my day, all day long if I wanted to on here, right? I could be more selective of that, but I don't have to work about offending an advertisement that's going to play before, in the middle, and after my video that I have no control over who that is. I have no control over who that video is going to be, what it's going to be about. You know, the commercial is going to be whatever. It's usually a truck commercial if you're watching YouTube. But, you know, I don't have to worry about that stuff on PeerTube. Another reason I like it. Yes, you're basically busking. You're worried more about, you know, if you're trying to make a living, then you have to do something that's going to draw people in, where people are going to enjoy your content and they're going to want to support you. That's another kind of subject over there. I think the culture of support needs to change, but that's another subject. But that's how you survive on PeerTube. And I think as PeerTube grows, which I'm excited about seeing it grow, is that you're going to start to see that. You're going to start to see more creative types making content. Like, I'm going to try to make a couple of videos this week. I'll probably make a video from this right here. But yeah, that's what I would love to see with PeerTube, because I think it can be what YouTube used to be. You know, before the algorithm took over and before it started going crazy, when it was just a place for people to entertain other people with their videos or to show their days or their adventures and what have you, talk about things that they felt passionate about, not what they felt like an algorithm, the niche of an algorithm would put them into. You know, that's what you get on PeerTube. And I think that I'm hoping that will attract more people to it. So yeah, PeerTube's great. I love it. I can't wait to see it grow. And I really hope that it does real well.